Let's go. Yeah.
Hey, Uni.
What's happening? What's happening?
Not much, but let me just go ahead and say this before we start. Thanks so much for everybody who is joining us, who is tuning in, listening, and those who are watching us. Please make sure you go ahead and subscribe before we start. Go ahead. We're going to wait for you. And now that you subscribed, thank you so much. Also, you can like and you can comment during and after. Let us know, you know what I'm saying? What you think about the episode or whatever. All right. I'm Lakey Nicole, LAKEY, NICHOLE, and we got
Uni to God. Please believe it. UNIDAGOD.
And is. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, Uni, how you feeling today?
Man, I'm feeling pretty good, man. I'm feeling pretty good. What about yourself?
I feel great.
You feel great?
Yeah. And let me just tell you that what we're going to talk about today is some people probably need to really listen and take some notes, you know, whether you know this stuff or you just ain't heard it from our perspective. And because we got a lot to say or whatever. So
yeah, we do.
We're going to be talking about titles, relationship titles, not just titles, soulmates and relationships, the mistakes, the cons, and the pros, baby.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it.
You know how we do.
Yes.
So we just gonna jump right on into it. Is that cool with you?
Let's go. I'm ready.
Okay, cool.
I'm ready.
So, as far as relationships, right? Do relationships and titles put a person in a restricted zone, Uni?
A restricted zone by putting titles on it?
Yeah, I think, you know what I mean? Like boyfriend, girlfriend. You know what I'm talking about?
Well, I mean, me personally, I personally believe that anytime you put a title on something, you're boxing it. You're putting it in a box.
Mm-hmm.
That's just me personally. Because everybody has their idea of what that particular title is. So like when you say, that's my girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
So now they have these ideas of what a girlfriend is supposed to do, how a girlfriend is supposed to act, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And if she does anything outside of that box, then there's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
And vice versa. And that's how I feel about, titles.
So would it be fair to say that when people jump into relationships, right, that they automatically expect you to be like, oh, that's my dude, or that's my girlfriend, that's my boyfriend. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
I think people expect it. Yeah.
That's crazy to me. Like, why do you have to put a title on something that you don't even know if it's even gonna go anywhere? Like, you meet this person, you like this person, and then all of a sudden you just like, bam, in a relationship. Now that's my dude.
Well, I know one thing, like people go into, like before they even go out and meet somebody, they already have an idea of what they want. So it's like, yeah, I'm going out to this club, or I'm going to this lounge, or I'm going to this library, or wherever you go to find whatever it is you're looking for. You already have an idea of what you're out to get.
Right.
And so once you come across somebody you feel fits in that idea, then that's what you're shooting for. So it's almost like you already have the title of that person before you even know why that person's even in your life. And people miss out on the fact that some people cross your path just to be there to guide you in another path.
Mm-hmm.
You might be attracted to that person, but that doesn't mean that you're supposed to, you know, act on that attraction. You might need to act on the purpose of y'all connecting. Like you don't know if it's to be in a relationship or not, or a committed relationship. Let me put it that way.
Right.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, in your past relationships or your current relationship, whatever, however you want to answer it, do you believe in titles, or
no?
Like what is it that you do? How do you let your lady know that, or let people know that that's your lady without saying that's my girlfriend?
Well, first off, the type of connection me and any woman would have, it wouldn't even matter what other people think.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Or what other people would say our relationship is.
Mm-hmm.
It's what we think and what we say our relationship is, what we say our connection is.
Mm-hmm.
So I personally don't like putting titles on anything because, like I said earlier, it creates a box. And I feel like without that box being there, that connection, that relationship will evolve to a point to a place where you didn't even know that that's where it was going.
Right.
It can almost create something new, if you will, instead of just being the same old, same old. Because, I mean, think about it. Most of these relationships, do they last?
Mm-mm.
No.
Mm-mm.
Marriages, are they lasting?
No.
Girlfriend, boyfriend, they cheat on each other. Right?
All the time.
They break up. Husband and wives, they cheat on each other. They break up, get a divorce. Right? So my thing is, if you continue to do the same thing over and over and over again, and you keep getting the same results,
right?
Something's wrong.
Big
right?
facts. Yeah.
There's something wrong there.
That's true.
And what I've just through my personal experience, by me not putting titles on things, guess what? The shit lasts. It lasts. It lasts.
So some people, like, what if you out with your friends? Are you introducing this person to your relatives? How would you introduce them if y'all are a couple? Like, I know it's not a title, but how would you go about introducing this person besides saying this is my friend? Because it might make the other person feel like.
Well, see, that's just it. When you say you are a couple, what does that mean?
Well, I'm just saying.
That putting a title on it?
But if you've not, well, it's kind of putting a title. But the title I'm talking about is like boyfriend, girlfriend. Like, I can go out and be like, that's my boyfriend. That's my boyfriend. That's my boyfriend. But like, if y'all together, y'all share this unique connection, right? And you introduce it, would you say like, this is my lady? Just while y'all out. I mean, not putting a title on it, but I mean, how would you do that?
What I would do is I would introduce her the same way I would introduce anybody else that doesn't have, that they don't know. I would introduce her by name.
Okay.
Like, hey, this is Keisha. Keisha, this is such, 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 such. Woo, woo, woo. It's none of their business what our connection is. That's what I was saying earlier. Like, it doesn't, what other people think or what other people assume is what's going on, that's on them. As long as me and her know what we're building and what we got.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm saying. Like, I guess some people, they want to have the title so they can introduce that person to somebody else with a title. And if that person is feeling like, oh, this person isn't really feeling me like that because he hasn't given me a title. Like, no, that's not what that means.
Right.
Now, I'm speaking from my personal experience.
Correct.
Now, there are some people out there that they don't want to put a title on anything because they want to be out there. They want to be able to, do what they want to do and sleep with who they want to sleep with, whoop-de-whoop, whatever. And
that is true.
I can't speak on them. And so, but as far as I'm concerned, I've noticed that every time I put a title on something, it goes south. That's what I've gotten from all of my previous relationships. And the ones I have now with no titles, they're lasting. It's been years.
You know what? Like, I understand it more now because when I was younger, like, I couldn't wait to put a title on who I was with because I felt like that was mine. You know what I'm saying? That's mine. That's going to show you that that's me, right? But in reality, even though it might have made me feel like, okay, he's just mine, he probably really wasn't because, he could have still did what he wanted to do. We wasn't in no legal bind to, you know what I'm saying? Even if we wasn't a legal bind, he was still going to do what he wanted to do, just because.
Right.
Anybody gets a notion to do whatever they want, they're going to do it. You know what I'm saying? So that's just, now I understand. Like, what you saying makes a lot of sense because I'm in that situation now with the person that I've got a connection with. We've talked about it. Titles it's just a title. It's just another name for something. You know what I'm saying? Not putting it out there, not saying that that's my boyfriend, that's my man. It's so much better than trying to force him to say that he's mine. And I already know he is. You know what I'm saying? So I understand it now. It's clearer now that I'm the age I am now versus when I was younger. So
right.
It makes sense now.
And I want to say this. I need you to understand that there's a gray area between the titles and not titling.
Mm-hmm.
I understand, ladies. You want to feel secure with that man. You want to know why that man's in your life.
Mm-hmm.
You want to know that he is there for you. And so being able to put that title on the relationship by saying, that's my boyfriend, that's my girlfriend, please understand this. Just because that man puts that title on there, that doesn't mean that he is going to fit within that box.
Yeah.
I need you to understand that.
Yep.
Just because the title is there, just because you could say that's my husband, that doesn't mean he's going to follow husband rules.
Correct.
Man, just because you say that's my wife and she could say that doesn't mean she's going to follow wife rules, because there's rules that come with those titles. And that's all I'm saying.
Yes, absolutely.
That's all I'm saying.
And I'm glad you said that, because a title is just a title. It's just a title.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a title. It doesn't mean that the person is going to act as if that title was, I guess the front runner. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I'm using that right, but you could put a title on anything, but if it's not in their heart to do what it is.
And ladies, if ladies are men, if you just want a title to feel secure, think about that for a second. Why do you need a title to feel secure? Shouldn't that woman or that man already make you feel secure enough to where you don't even have to title them and know if you go out in public, you good? You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, you're right.
It's just
you're
a little
Hey,
something.
but you know what? But then now we tapping into some of the insecurities that people have.
Ooh.
When without those titles. A lot of people can't. You're like, oh, nah, if I'm not your girlfriend and you're not my boyfriend, then nah. Well, just, okay. He could sit there and say, okay, you're my girlfriend then. You feel better now?
Mm-hmm. And he don't even really mean it. He's just saying it just
nothing's
because.
Changed.
Right.
Except the fact that now you could say I'm your boyfriend. That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm still going to do what I was going to do
before
we said that.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, y'all got to get that out of y'all's head. Yeah, get it out of your head. That titles really don't mean anything, honestly.
They really don't. How that person treats you, how you feel around them, how you feel when you leave them, that's what matters, not the titles.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, do you feel like they need titles?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, do you feel like a title is necessary? You don't, right?
No. Hell no. I mean, then, like I said, then when I was younger, then hell yeah, you better say you my boyfriend, because if we walk around and I say something to you, my boyfriend, but that really didn't mean nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That came from insecurities when I was younger. But obviously, now it's just like he can talk to whomever, whatever female he wants to. I'm still gonna know that at the end of the night, that's me. I'm gonna go sleep next to him if I want to. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah.
So no, a title is not necessary. It will never be necessary. Not in a connection, not in a relationship, not in none of that.
Well, what makes a great relationship or connection?
Oh, being able to communicate, being able to talk, being able to accept the other person's flaws. Just knowing that.
Wait, say that again. Say that one more time.
Being able to accept the other person's flaws. People got flaws and they don't be knowing they got flaws.
Well, being able to accept another person's flaws.
How you feel about that? Because you must feel some way about that.
I do.
Please.
I do, because
I can tell you feel some kind of way.
Yeah, because we all, like you said, we all have them.
Yeah.
We all have them.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you're not able to accept that,
it's not gonna work.
It's not gonna work.
Mm-mm.
It's not gonna work.
Mm-mm.
None of us is walking around perfect, like with no flaws, flawless. None of us is walking around like that. So when you see the flaws in the person that you with,
mm-hmm.
And accepting it doesn't mean not helping them towards,
mm-hmm.
becoming a better person or changing those, those particular issues that you feel is an issue. That person might not even feel like it's an issue to them.
And you know what? People, I'm just gonna keep it a buck. I didn't used to feel like, anything. I didn't think I had no flaws. But I wasn't being realistic either because I thought I was just this great woman. But, over time, you get to, as you move through different relationships and connections, and you stop and you take a minute to do some self-evaluation, you begin to find some things that is wrong with you. And you have to accept it. And then when you get into a relationship or a connection with somebody and the things that you didn't see and somebody points it out to you, you got to stop and think like, oh, damn. I did that. What can I do to change it? You know what I'm saying? Everybody has flaws. And if you think you don't have a flaw, then shame on you. For real. I'm so serious when I say that because, honey, that's part of life. That's a part of people's everybody. I don't care if you're the greatest person walking this earth. You help out with charity. You do all kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? You move people's furniture for free. And then, you just go home and you just pray for 22 hours out of the day. You have flaws. Learn to accept them, learn to overcome them and be better so you can not have that many flaws. They never going to be removed completely, but they will go away if you work on them.
Yeah, they will. And if you got the right person by your side, they're going to help you get through them.
Of course. You just got to learn how to take constructive criticism.
By recognizing them.
And if you don't know what constructive criticism is when somebody points something out that's bad that you're doing. It might not necessarily be bad, you know what I'm saying, in a sense of, oh, why did they do that? But it's something that another person can recognize that you don't see, and they try to tell you about it to help you fix it. But when you say, I don't do that, I didn't do that, then you in denial, honey. You're in denial. Yeah. Just listen. Take a step back. Listen. Evaluate what they said and try to fix it. That's it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. For sure. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. You letting them know. You letting them know what it is.
I'm just saying because I was that person. All day long.
I mean, what's the type of tips you have that'll make, that type of relationship and connection, that bond even tighter besides communication?
Just keeping it a buck, 100. Keep it 100. Stay true to yourself. Stay true to the person that you are trying to learn and build with. Because when you begin to lie and you begin to get off focus, guess what? When you tell one lie, you're going to have to build on another lie, and it's going to have to go on another lie. And then guess what's going to happen? You're going to forget which lie you done told.
Yep. And all it takes is for that one person, that one lie, to get through, and it'll have a doubt in a person's mind for pretty much the rest of the relationship or for the rest of the connection.
Yeah, and
it might not be. You understand what I'm saying, right?
It is hard. Yeah. It's so hard once you lie to somebody and you try to rebuild or get them to trust you again.
Yeah.
It's so hard because every time you say something, you're going to have to show and prove. And then you're going to get to a point where you like, I've been showing you, and it's going to frustrate you, but you're the one who caused it. Right?
Yeah. 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 Because that person, when people say keep it 100, you truly have to keep it 100. It can't be 99.9 because, like you said, all it takes is that one time. That one time for that person to feel like you lying or that you lied. And it'll never be 100 at that point. Even if you was keeping it 100, they'll never take it as you keeping it 100 from that point on.
That is so true.
It might drop. It might drop down to like 75. And then as the years go on, it might build up to like 80, maybe 85. But it'll never be 100.
It'll never be what it started out to be before that.
Yeah. Unfortunately, but that's just the way things are.
Yeah.
So if you're going to keep it 100, keep it 100 from the very beginning, from the jump.
Absolutely. I totally agree with that.
Yeah. And even if you're saying something that they don't want to hear, guess what? You keeping it 100. I'd rather somebody be upset with me about something that I said because I kept it 100 than them to be upset with me because I wasn't keeping it 100.
Facts.
Yeah.
And that leads me into like some of the common mistakes that people make in relationships that'll make the other person want to walk away. Have you ever been in that situation where somebody just does something, or you try to tell them something and then they just ignore what you say? It just makes you want to walk away completely?
And I try to tell them something that they're doing?
It's just anything. Like you can tell a person, with me, I can only tell a person so many times before I get so frustrated. It's like they're not listening. And it just makes me want to just walk away.
And is it something about the relationship that needs correcting?
It might not even be something about the relationship. Okay, so say for instance, I'm in this relationship, right? And the other person is telling our business to everybody who will listen. You know what I'm saying? And they're females. And he's telling our business to everybody. So now the streets know what's going on inside our house. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like everybody's talking. And I'm hearing this not from him, but from everybody else. Like, and I've had conversations saying, don't do that. I don't like when people know our business, especially not females. Because if a female outside of our home has a one-up on me about what's going on in my household with my relationship, I can't do that. Like, no, that's a deal breaker for me.
Right.
Especially if she's not like, a family member, your close friend that you've introduced me to, or somebody like that. Like, that doesn't work for me. It just screams messy for no reason.
Yeah, and I don't think any man should be out there, talking to other females about his relationship anyway.
That's one thing that I will walk away from.
But I also don't think women should be out there talking to other men about their relationship.
You're absolutely right. It's vice versa. Shouldn't anybody be doing that to their relationship? Like that puts your relationship like in the hands. It could go to the wrong person, and then everybody gonna know. I'm talking about the whole streets is talking, the whole city, the whole state.
Yeah.
Like that's an uncomfortable situation to be in.
Very uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable.
And I ask that because, and I tell that because I was in one of those relationships and that did not feel good. Having people send me messages, telling me stuff that was personal that I ain't tell nobody. So it can only come from one source, and then when they lie about it, it's like, wow, we done had this conversation. Stop.
Right.
Like, I'm not finna keep doing this. There's no need to go back and forth with somebody about something that personal. That's personal.
Right.
Should nobody know what's going on in the bedroom? Should nobody know about none of that? So, yeah, that's what I'm talking about when I say that somebody does something in a relationship that make you just walk away.
Right.
I
get that. I'm with you. 100%. 100%.
Has that ever happened to you? Have you been in that situation?
Where people are talking about our relationship, if I was, it never really got back to me. So I'm not going to say I haven't been in that situation, but I can't think of a time where it's actually gotten back to me. So I just say that, like I can't say that.
So it's never really happened. But are there other things that person that you was with could have done to make you like, yo, this is something that we done talked about. Why does it keep happening? Like, if it doesn't stop, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't think we could be in a relationship.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
It's almost like an ultimatum, right? Like when you tell somebody either like, "Hey, we either fix this or I'm going to have to go," type of thing.
I guess you could look at it as I don't know, because it's like if you constantly tell somebody, if you had that conversation 4 or more times at that point and you doing the same thing, like, you don't care. You don't care.
Yeah. I mean, I see it like this. I mean, if you go to a person with an issue, especially the person that you're with, and then you tell them exactly what the issue is. If you don't see some type of energy towards fixing that, some type of action, some type of something that's saying, "Hey, I heard you, and I'm going to try to take in what you said, and I'm going to try to correct to make this." If you don't see something and it still continues to happen, then you know that you either have a communication problem with your connection with your person, or the person don't care about how you feel, and they're not going to do anything to correct the issue. Either way, that's a lose-lose situation. That relationship is not going to last.
Yeah, I mean,
it's not.
It's just absolutely crazy. It's senseless to continue to talk to somebody if they're gonna continue to do dumb shit.
Yeah,
dumb shit. I mean, I've been there. I've done that. I'm not perfect. Matter of fact, I've sat down and really thought about like past situations and what I've done wrong. And this is all, self-reflection for me. You know what I'm saying? Because before I jump back into a connection, a relationship, whatever you want to call it, I really evaluated myself to pick out the pieces of the things that I've done wrong and try to better myself.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that. Like, what do you? Yeah, I was going to ask you. What would? Yeah, what could a person do to better themselves in a relationship or a connection? Yeah.
Self-reflection, like I said, and self-reflection is just not looking at yourself going, "Oh, I did that wrong." No, self-reflection is looking at everything. You have to really dig deep and like go from like that one real serious relationship that you've ever been in all the way up until now to your last relationship that you was in. You know what I'm saying? Because when you're younger, you really don't know these things. Like, you jumping in it head first, right?
Right.
And you're so excited about this new thing that you into, this person. And this person wasn't necessarily somebody that you was meant to stay with, because people come into other people's lives and it's only for a season. Some people are there for a lifetime. You know what I'm saying? And we have to all go through that. So if I wasn't good at communicating at first, you know what I'm saying, in those past relationships, or if I brushed everything up under the carpet, or I took a lot of bullshit, I sit down and I start writing that stuff down. I wrote everything down, because I wanted to know what about me made my relationships fail. So you gotta look back at everything to better yourself in any relationship and connection. And it's I had about 3 pages. Probably longer than that. I'm just going to say 3. You know what I'm saying? Do you think that anything I said different, or you can add to what it's like to better yourself for a relationship or a connection before you get into that new one, or after you got out of a committed relationship and you jump into, or you meet somebody?
I personally don't believe anybody should jump into a relationship if they're not ready. And what I mean by that is, if they're still holding baggage from a previous relationship, and don't take that with you. just don't take it with you to the next relationship, period.
Well, the problem with that is people don't even see their own baggage that they bring in.
That's true.
They don't
That's true.
see it as baggage. They see it as being themselves. You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
Like with that, it's because when they got out of that toxic relationship, when they moved on, they didn't take the time to actually heal. They didn't take the time to reflect. And if you miss those things, you're going to be screwed in the next one because you're going to bring everything that you did before and it's going to come right back into your new relationship, which is going to make them what? The other person be like, oh, no, red flag, red flag, red flag, red flag.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Right.
That's what it is. So don't jump into a relationship.
Nah,
before you're ready.
Don't. Take some time. Take some time.
How much time, Uni, would you say that people should take before they actually do dive back into a relationship?
As much time as you need. As much time as you need. My thing is, if you're not happy with yourself, by yourself, it doesn't matter who you get with. Right. It doesn't matter who you get with. You're not going to be happy with them. And if you are happy with them, it's going to be a temporary happiness. Because when it's all said and done, you have to be able to be happy with yourself before you're going to be happy with anybody else, especially for a long period of time. This
is so good. Like, I believe that everybody needs to hear this, you know, and hopefully it's helping some people out there who may have just got out of a relationship, who may have jumped in a relationship just because you was lonely.
Yeah.
And that happens because, you know, the flesh wants what it wants. Okay. So
it does.
It's okay to be lonely. You don't have to jump into a relationship just because you feel the need to be next to somebody, because that person that you next to is probably not for you. Probably not for you. But you got to go through the motions, evaluate yourself, love yourself first, value yourself, and then give it a try. But don't do it just because, you know, you need somebody to rub up against at night. That's never going to work.
And that goes back to what I was saying earlier. Some people, they're not happy with themselves. And so they have to have somebody around. They have to have somebody to, I guess, bring them happiness. And anybody that's in that particular state, anybody that's in that situation right now, you need that time to yourself. You need to find out who you really are, so that way you could find your own inner peace, your own happiness. So when you do come across that person that you're supposed to be with or going to be with, you're going to be happy. Whether you're spending a whole lot of time with them or not, you're still going to be at peace. You're still going to be happy. And that's going to make for a better relationship.
Oh, yeah.
No doubt
Absolutely.
about it.
Absolutely.
No doubt about it.
Well, you know, do you think that over time, if the communication is off in the beginning of that connection or relationship, if it'll build if the communication is not there in the beginning?
I do believe it can build if both parties is working towards building. If both parties are able to accept what the other person is saying, comprehend what the other person is saying, because comprehension is very important. To me, it's more important than the words themselves, because you could say the right things, but if the other person isn't comprehending what you're saying, then, you know.
So you saying like they may not understand what you're saying. But that has to go with if they don't understand, then maybe they should ask.
Well, they might not. But see, a person might take something that you're saying and think that they understand what you're saying. So at that particular point, they're not going to ask. They're not going to say, hey, I don't understand what you're saying. Because in their mind, they might actually think that they're taking in, they're comprehending what you're saying. But in reality, what they're taking in and what they think they're understanding is wrong. It's not even what you're trying to give them. Right. And so you don't find that out until later.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And then that's when, you got to have that conversation again, or.
Well,
But
see, my whole thing is if we communicating and there's something that I may take wrong that you're saying, I'm going to ask you for some clarity because I'm just that person. I want to know, is this what you meant? Or is this what you're saying? If not, can you explain it to me? You know what I'm saying? And that's a part of better communication.
Yeah.
Asking questions, getting a better understanding of what the other person is saying so you don't take it wrong. Because when you begin to take things wrong or you begin to take things in a different manner than what they really meant it, then that's where the problems come in at. If he might have said it one way, but it came out another way, you're going to be like, why are he getting smart with me? Or why are you saying that to me? Like, what do you... Yeah, no, we can't just jump off and just be like aggressive when we really don't know.
Right.
You agree with that,
right.
Uni?
Yeah, I agree 100%. 100%.
Okay, good. 100%. Yeah. I didn't know if I explained that right or whatever.
Nah, I got you.
You got me.
Or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
No, it's just one of those things. So I just wanted to know about that. You got something for me? Got anything for me?
Well, I mean, just to take a pause real quick, I just wanted to tell you for today you're looking absolutely beautiful.
Thank you. You know
what I'm saying? You got the bun. You got the bun.
You know what? I felt like today was like laid back bun day. I got on my little jumpsuit or whatever. I got my hair in a bun. Honey, and let me tell you, I don't even care to say you. I got on press-ons today because who feel like doing their nails? Not Lucky Nicole. Okay. Not gonna happen.
Got you.
Yeah, so I try to look cute when I'm playing or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You over looking debonair with your locks.
I mean, I try.
You know what I'm saying? Your curly locks or whatever.
Oh yeah, I'm about to get my hair retwisted, so I got to start taking these things out. So that's what this is. I gotta take them out because I gotta see my loctician here in a few days. So I'm unraveling these things.
Who you looking good for? Who you trying to go look good for?
Man, I ain't trying to look good for nobody. You know that. Come on, Keish. All the time we done spent together, man. I don't be out there trying to look good for nobody.
That's all I'm gonna say is,
Uh-huh. You know what it is.
Ladies, which one of y'all got his attention? I better stop for his girlfriend get on me. Oh, he ain't got a girlfriend.
I don't got no girlfriend, man. I don't know why. Yeah.
Oh, ain't that what we talking about, titles?
Ain't no titles. Not over here.
His special lady. I'm gonna just call her his special lady. He do got somebody in his life, so whatever.
Man, this special.
He just don't have titles.
This special. I have, like I said before in the previous episode, there's multiple special women in my life. You know what I'm saying?
And, I get it. I get it.
It's not.
I get it. Yeah. I get it. I know what you're talking about. I know. We ain't gotta go there. But to get back to this, do you think social media hurts relationships? Ooh.
I think they can. I actually talked about that on my personal vlog.
Oh yeah, you did.
I have like a whole video on that. But
share with us, please.
Yeah, I think it can hurt relationships because people see these DMs as options. And just like with anybody, when you have a lot of options, you don't really respect, or you're not really, it's like, it kind of prevents you from putting in that work with what you're currently working with, when you can say, you know what? Why am I dealing with this guy when I got 3 or 4 other guys over here that I can just holler at and see what they doing? Now, I'm not saying that that's what everybody's doing, but back in the day, before the internet, before social media, all we had was who we knew up the block. or who went to our school or who we worked at. But now, you know, people in different states, different countries.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're seeing different people's lives and how they're living.
Absolutely.
So do I think it affects relationships? Oh, most definitely social media. You know, it could hurt a relationship.
Yeah.
You know, but I also believe it can help a relationship as well.
Really?
You know, yeah.
How?
Because you can see the problems that other relationships are having and realize that you're not having that problem with the current relationship that you're in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can see the way a man is treating his woman on social media and be like, man, my man would never do that to me. And it'll make you appreciate what you got more. So, you know, it's a pro and con with it. It's like, you know, it just depends on the person and how they're taking in social media.
Oh, you know what? You know? I'm glad you said that because honestly, I never thought of it like that.
Yeah.
Hear you say that, it just clicked in my head and it made so much sense because everybody else on social media, and also they can portray to be happy and behind closed doors, their relationship could be failing. You know what I'm saying? And it happens all the time. But me, I'm such a private person now versus then, because then I would put up pictures. I would make sure that the profile said in a relationship. I would make sure that they knew I was in a relationship, honey. Everybody had to know. But now, being as private as I am, I'm like, I don't think anybody really needs to know anything, what's going on with me. I don't want them to know if I'm messing with anybody, if I have a connection with somebody, because what if they know them and then they try to, you know what I'm saying, go over there. And women, y'all good for this. Let's just say it. If I ain't even gonna sit here in front, I'm gonna talk to you truthfully because
you said women are good for this.
They are good for this. What I'm about to say, you're gonna be like, oh, okay. But women, you will see a man who is taken and you will go for that man. And that's just how it's been. Like, all women are not like that, but most women, they'll be like, oh, he got a girlfriend now. Let me get in his inbox. Like, what you doing?
Hey, you remember we talked about this before. I was like, the difference between men and women when it comes to that type of stuff, like, you can bring your woman around one of your homeboys.
Yes.
And your homeboy is going to be like, hey, I want a woman just like her.
Mm-hmm.
But your woman, bring your man around one of your homegirls, and your homegirl's going to be like, I want him.
Yeah.
Not a man like him.
I want him.
Yeah,
I know y'all watch these Lifetime movies, honey, because there's so many Lifetime movies out there where they was best friends, and then the husband, they got divorced, and then the husband went over to the best friend, and now they got married. So, honey, don't nobody need to know what I got going on. Okay,
right?
Mm-hmm. I might talk to my sister who lives in a totally different state. Okay, about who I'm involved with.
What y'all be talking about?
Don't worry about all that.
Oh, okay.
Let me shut you down.
Okay. Okay. You said you ain't going there, huh?
I know.
Okay.
I let her know what's going on. I'm involved with somebody, how he treats me, how he makes me feel. But behind closed doors in the bedroom, she don't need to know no details. She don't need to know every time we have a disagreement. She don't need to know a lot of that stuff. But she do know that this man makes me happy, and we glad to be in each other's lives.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah.
So, but talking to anybody else, no, because any other woman would be like, oh, are you with who? Oh, okay, bet. And then they go try to find you on social media. And then they go, you know what I'm saying? Be in your DM.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
right.
Sorry. That's why right now, don't nobody know, like I said, except my sister and my best friend. And they live in Kentucky.
Well, that's what it is, and that's how it is. That's how it is with me. I don't talk to people about, for one, like I said, I don't put titles on it. So you'll never know. You'll never know. You could see me holding a conversation with this particular female. See me holding a conversation with this particular female. But you won't know which one of those females I'm in an intimate relationship with.
Exactly.
You would never know.
Exactly.
You would never know because, one, I don't use titles. And two, I don't put my business out there in the streets.
Yeah.
Like to this day, even the people that's watching this podcast, based off what you and I have been saying and everything, even though you done said, hey, you call this girl, come this girl. They don't know. They don't know.
I know.
They don't know who she is. They don't know if she even exists. They don't know if, what we saying is just what we saying. They know nothing. All they know is what we say in the comments that we make when it comes to that type of stuff. And I think if more people kept their personal relationships private like that and worked out their situations within themselves, not amongst, the community, amongst society or on social media, it has a better chance of lasting.
Absolutely.
That's my take on that.
Absolutely.
For sure.
So do
and
you
I've been at peace.
So that you just answered my question though. I was gonna say, do you put your relationships on social media? But I mean, me and you are pretty much the same when it comes to that.
Right. Yeah, I don't. You can go to any one of my platforms. You will not see me with a picture of me and a female.
Right.
You will not see it. You will not see it. You will not see me and another female. Does that mean that I don't have females in my life? Does that mean I don't have a female that I love or a female? No, it doesn't mean that. But guess what? You will never know.
Thank you.
You will never know.
And that's how it should be. But there are so many celebrities out here who are so private that I had no clue that they was even married until at least one thing came out. Or they, was in the blog about something. I'm like, this whole time, I'm thinking this person was single.
I could think of one.
Who?
You might be talking about Method Man.
Him. Yes.
You was talking about Method Man, wasn't you?
Yes. He keeps his shit so private.
And I respected that. I remember when I found out, like when he finally said it. I'm talking about
mind blown.
Blew my mind. Because I'm like, I had so much respect for him after that. When he came out and said that he was married and how long he's been married.
My respect for him, woman, y'all.
My respect for him went through the roof because I'm like, he was able to keep that between him and his wife, and that's probably why it lasted the way it lasted, and it's going to last for many more years because of that. And if people can take from what he did and do that, which is pretty much the same thing I'm doing. Like, you're not going to know. If I was over here single for like the next 10 years, you would not know. If I was married, you would not know. If I was in a relationship with a title, even though I said I'm not going to put no title on there, you still would not know.
You never
know. You understand
know.
what I'm saying?
Never know.
Uni is out here. Or is he?
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
That part.
You would never know.
LAKEY's out here.
Is she?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know what it is.
I don't know what it is either. I don't know what it is either, Yeah. I'm just like, at this point, it's not even worth it. If what I got is special, and he and I know that we share this deep connection and bond, I don't want anybody to know because I don't want nobody to try to come in and break up what we got.
And they'll send those type of energies too. That just a person's thought is creating energy. It's creating a field that's going out there.
Yep.
And that's why they always say, don't tell people about what you're about to do, because you can lose your blessing, because them folks start hating on that thought or start, putting those negative energies out there, or they could start sending those negative vibes and energy your way to prevent you from even doing it now that you've mentioned it.
Right.
And so, I think what's special needs to be kept to yourself.
So with that said, do you believe in like soulmates? Do you believe like a soulmate exists? Or do you think that's just like another title that people place on each other?
See,
no, seriously.
I'm serious. Contrary to popular belief, I personally do not believe in soulmates.
Did you ever believe in soulmates?
I don't think so. Like when I actually started thinking about or hearing a lot of people mention soulmates, like I guess that's when I actually started thinking about it. So, and it wasn't until I was older, I was already an adult before I started hearing soulmates. Like soulmate, what's a soulmate? I do believe that people have connections with people, and some connections are stronger than others. But I personally don't believe that we individually have what you call a soulmate. Because to me, just those two words together don't even go together.
Correct.
You got soul and then you got mate. The soul is spiritual. Mate is physical. You know what I mean?
Say it again, Uni.
I mean, the soul, I'm saying it again. The soul is spiritual. Mate is physical. Those are, and somebody would say, oh, well, it's your soul and then you're in the body. So the soul and the physical is the same thing.
No,
it's one and the
not.
same. Okay. I mean, take it how you want to take it. But me personally, I don't. And I guess when people say the word soulmate, they're saying that this person was born to be
with this person.
Period. And that's what makes them soulmates, right? So isn't that what that means?
It is what that means. That's what I get out of it. But when I was younger, it always gonna go back to when I was younger, right? Because I felt like soulmates did exist. And I actually felt like I was in relationships with my soulmate. But after
people feel like that.
Being with that person, you realize how different you are and how easy it is for you to grow apart.
Yes.
So how can it be your soulmate if you, instead of doing this, you're doing this?
And then we're constantly evolving. Apart.
Yeah.
We're constantly evolving.
Exactly.
Constantly evolving.
That's just
and
like
who you are today is not going to be who you are tomorrow.
Exactly. So do I believe in soulmates right now? No. Nobody could pay me enough to tell me that somebody's my soulmate. You just couldn't. Because I'd be like, yeah, okay.
Right.
We gonna date for how long? And then we're gonna break up. You know what I'm saying? Like, no.
Especially if you start throwing them titles on there.
Yeah, you throw titles on there, it's automatically, baby, you got to be done.
And have y'all not noticed that every time you throw a title on one of your relationships, it ends up going south? Just think about that, people. Just think about that. Think about that. It never went south. It did not go south until after you placed that title
on there. You're absolutely right. And that goes back to everything we was talking about today. You know, when you put a title on something, it's not going to work. Because why are you putting a title on something that you already know is there?
Yep.
Nobody needs to know your business. I don't care who you are. It's okay to talk about your feelings to somebody, or, you ain't got to always say how great that other person is to somebody else, but they should never know the deepness of what you going through in your relationship or your connection. Should never.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like I hope y'all taking something away from this.
And hopefully from this episode, y'all are taking away that we do believe that people should try to, I guess, grow together. You should find that special someone. But don't be so quick to throw that particular relationship in a box. Don't be so quick, because when you throw it in a box by putting a title on it, you're hindering that relationship from evolving to a point that you don't even know where it could possibly evolve at.
Correct.
And so I'm like, I'm just leave that open. Just leave that open.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Just leave it open.
I really wish, like, I'm going to say this so many times because I want somebody who didn't really know, or even if you're younger and you listening to this, to know that titles don't really mean nothing. Communication is everything in a relationship. Don't tell your business to everybody and stay off social media with your private relationships. Okay? Because you will last so much longer if you do just that. What you thinking, Uni?
I'm thinking you 100% right. I'm thinking you 100% right.
And a soulmate is not a soulmate. Stop that. Or whatever.
And for those that believe in soulmates, hey, look, if you found your soulmate and it turns out that is your soulmate,
mm-hmm.
then hey, more power to you. I'm not knocking it. But I am going to say this. I've had multiple people tell me that they believe that I was their soulmate.
Same.
Now, can we have more than one soulmate? I mean, that's my question. You know, that's my question to y'all. Leave it in the comments. Do y'all think, this is my question to the people.
Mm-hmm.
Do y'all think we can have more than one soulmate if soulmates truly exist? Is there only one?
If you believe in it. Because I've had about 2 or 3 when I was younger.
Oh, you had about 2 or 3 soulmates?
But they never worked, so.
Yeah, so they wasn't really truly soulmates.
Can a soulmate really be an ex? Like, I want somebody to answer that.
Yeah.
Can you have a soulmate and they become your ex? Like, at that point, was they really a soulmate? What you think?
Yeah, it's crazy. That's crazy.
Please respond. Comment.
Yeah, please respond, man. We're gonna go ahead and end it. Keish, go ahead and we're gonna end it with that question, man. We want the people to go ahead and answer that question for us, because like I said, I don't believe in soulmates, so
I don't either.
Can't answer it.
And I don't believe in titles, but I got somebody.
So, you see what I'm saying? Or do you?
Maybe.
Yeah. See what I'm saying?
Maybe not.
See what I'm saying?
Hey,
keep it like that, people. Trust me, it works. Keep it like that.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for
you don't want people in your
us.
business.
I appreciate each and every one of y'all that actually came on here, listened to us, and hit that like button, subscribe, and you letting everybody know. Share it with at least 5 people. 5 people. And those 5 people are shared with another 5 people. Just keep it going.
Yeah.
Keep it going for us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We love y'all.
Yeah, please do that. Please do that. And of course you can reach us, you see what it is right above us. You can reach me at Uni the God, UNIDAGOD, and you can reach LAKEY Nicole at LAKEYNICHOLLE.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
And that's just where we at with it, man.
Absolutely.
You got anything else you want to say to them?
Thanks for spending this time with me, Uni, discussing this, because this is something I really wanted to, dig into, and I'm glad I got to do it with you.
Of course. Aren't you always glad when you get to do it with me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but we about to get up out of here. Like I said, like, subscribe, comment. We'll be back on her next Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So tell a friend who's going to tell a friend who's going to tell a friend.
Who might just tell a friend who might just tell a friend.
That part. Get us out there.
And let me add this too. Our analytics are saying that over 60-something% of the people that watch this is not subscribed to our channel.
Yes. What is going on, y'all?
I'm like, look, please, listen. It only takes a second to hit subscribe. Just subscribe to the channel. Okay?
Just subscribe.
60-something% is ridiculous. Like,
Yeah.
what are we
Come
doing
on.
wrong?
Join
Put
us.
in the comments, what are we doing wrong?
Absolutely.
I mean, you know, we're fairly new at this. We're growing, but let us know what we're doing wrong so we can evolve at this.
We can take constructive criticism.
Yes.
Let us know.
Yeah, we can.
Let us know.
Grow with us. Grow with us.
Right.
Subscribe. Man.
We always looking for guests in later episodes to join us when we get to that point. So you might be one of those guests. So subscribe and do life with us. Okay?
Well, that's what it is.
All right, y'all. Thanks so much for joining us. That's our time. We will be back, like I said, next Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So go ahead, like, subscribe, and comment, and we'll catch you next time.
Peace.
Bye.